confirmed in the first place.
All rise, remain standing and come to order. Your Honorable Judge Kevin Ross presiding.
Ladies and gentlemen, you may be seated.
All parties have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Deputy Thomas. This case is involving Nicole White, and I understand you are suing on behalf of your son as well. Is this Raymond here?
Yes.
Come on up, sir. You're suing Mr. and Mrs. McGregor, Edward and Francine, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And we are suing because Raymond was supposed to perform at some sort of gospel concert. He didn't, and now you want to recoup those expenses, yes?
That's correct. Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so why didn't Raymond get a chance to sing? What happened?
Okay, apparently the McGregors are scam artists. They promised that Raymond was going to be able to sing in this extravaganza.
All right, how did you even come in contact with the McGregors to begin with?
I was minding my own business in church, and they approached me after church.
Hold on a moment. Church was about fellowship.
I thought so too, Your Honor.
So how do you mind your own business when you're in the pew?
You know, after church, released, and they give
So that you all have a relationship, you all know each other?
No,
not at all.
No. Thank the Lord for that.
Hold on a moment. Don't put God in all this. Now,
Yeah.
were you at church?
Yes, I was in church, Your Honor.
And this is the church that you normally attend?
Every Sunday.
And is this a church that you all also attend?
No, I was in Los Angeles visiting my sister when I saw her son sing, and that's when I
At the
approached
church?
her. At my sister's church where
So
she
this
attends.
is the church that your sister attends?
Yes.
And so you were visiting, and you just happened to be visiting, and you saw Raymond singing in the choir?
Yes, Your Honor.
And so when you saw him singing in the choir, I take it you were impressed?
Yes, I thought that his voice was nice. He had a solo performance, and I caught part of it. And a few nights before I visited my sister, one of our singers in the gospel extravaganza had dropped out.
Now tell me about this gospel extravaganza, Mr. McGregor. Is this
annual.
something?
I'm a bank loan officer by trade, but the economy has hit us hard. So me and my wife have been trying to come up with different venues that we can come up with to make extra money. I used to perform back in the day, so there's a...
What do you mean you used to perform back in the day?
I used to play the drums.
Stop testifying, man.
I'm sorry,
All
Your
right?
Honor. I'm sorry.
This is the Church of Judge Ross. We don't do all that
I
here.
got you.
I used to play the drums at different concerts and different venues. So I know a lot of people at the theater, and we were going to book it for one night only to throw a gospel extravaganza.
And this was the first time, I take it?
First time. One of our lead singers, Miss Anita Ward, she canceled 2 weeks prior. So
Why?
She had a family emergency.
All right, and so this was going to be one of your
She was
main attractions?
She's the lead singer. Everybody knows her in San Diego.
All right, so other than her, I'm sure you had other people
We
that were
had
also
2
performing.
male solo artists, and we had 3 choirs.
And 3 choirs.
But she was the big ticket.
Okay, and so when she canceled, then what happened?
I told my wife we need to come up with another plan.
And
she
was the young man here the plan?
Somewhat.
Somewhat.
Well, wait, you weren't there when your wife was there.
My wife came back and informed me that while she was
Well,
at...
let her talk for herself.
Yes.
Was this supposed to be the person that replaced the individual who was the focal point
Yes,
of the...
he was a possible fill-in. I gave her my
Possible
husband's
fill-in?
information.
Stop. You're getting ready to lose your case.
Apologize, Your Honor.
Your son is standing right next to you. And you are demonstrating that this is how adults behave in court.
I apologize, Your Honor.
You are setting mom a bad example for your son.
Yes, sir.
Now go ahead, ma'am.
Okay, so I approached her after church, and I gave her my husband's information, so because he handles the business side of things. So,
But he didn't hear Raymond.
no, he didn't hear him sing.
But based on your recommendation, you felt as though this would be someone that would be good to highlight.
Possibly,
And
yes.
is that what you told Ms. White?
Well, I told her that I want her to contact my husband, and that I thought he would be a good suggestion.
All right, and so Ms. White, let me go back to you. So did you do that?
Yes, sir.
And then what happened?
He told me that he was putting on his first annual gospel extravaganza in San Diego in 2 weeks, and someone had just dropped out. One of his lead performers had just dropped out.
So this was going to be taking place in San Diego?
Yes, at the theater.
And you live in Los Angeles?
Yes, Your Honor.
And so when you had the conversation with Mr. McGregor, and you did have a conversation with Ms. White, right?
Yes, I did.
And
One
so
time.
what was that conversation consisting of?
I was informing Miss White that we can put her son on. He wasn't going to be the highlight like Anita Ward was going to be, but we would be able to put him on, and I was going to give him a
You made that call?
Yes.
And what did you base that on?
Based on what my wife had told me, she told me that she had went to church and heard this young guy.
And what was in it for Raymond, other than getting
$100
ready?
performance fee.
All right, so you all had an agreement. For $100, you're going to perform in this gospel extravaganza.
One song, Amazing Grace, a cappella style.
When America's Court returns,
She began calling me. She was very pushy. Became
That's
a
not true,
momager. I have other
I'm
people.
sorry, you said she became a momager.
A momager, yes, sir.
A mom
Yes, sir.
manager.
A momager.
closed captioning provided by This is America's Court with Judge Ross. This is America's Court with Judge Ross. We're back with the case of Nicole White, who's suing Edward McGregor for concert promotion expenses.
All right? And so let me go to you, Raymond. Did you have the conversation with your mom about you performing?
Yes, I did.
And so tell me what happened. You were excited.
Yeah, I was very excited. I told all my friends at school, and they were all excited. They put it in the school newspaper, so everybody was congratulating me, and I just felt really good. Yeah.
And then?
And then we decided to rent a van to come up here and to San Diego.
Just for you and your mom?
No, me, my mom, and my Aunt Dawn, and my grandparents, and my father.
Oh, everybody's going to check out your debut.
Yeah.
All right.
It was my first time, well, it was going to be my first time performing on a real stage. That's not
You've been
church.
performing in church, right?
Yeah, I've been performing in church, but never like outside of the church.
And how long had you been performing in church?
Well, as long as I can remember, I've been in the church choir.
Okay. Where's Dad? I heard auntie and grandparents. Was Dad going to come along on the
Yes,
trip as
we
well?
had bought 5 tickets.
5 tickets,
Yes,
okay.
for me, my husband, my mama, daddy, and my sister.
All right. And I take it you weren't just going down for the day. You had actually planned on making a weekend out of it.
Well, we were going to go for the day, but Ms. McGregor suggested via email that we should stay in a hotel. And she named a few, such as the
Your Honor.
Solomar, the W, and the Hyatt.
Is that true, ma'am?
I did make those suggestions. As soon as I told her that I was suggesting her son to my husband, she began calling me. She was very pushy, became
That's not
a
true, Your
momager.
Honor.
I have other
I'm sorry,
people.
you said she became a momager.
A momager, yes, sir.
A mom
Yes, Your
manager.
Honor.
A momager.
Okay, all right. And so you said you had an email. You have proof of that?
Yes, sir.
Let me see it. So you sent an email.
Yes.
Why did you send her an email?
Because she was emailing me, asking me what to wear, where should she go, telling me that she invited the whole family, and I gave her a suggestion just to get her off my back. I mean, it's not a bad suggestion.
All right, so here's what I have here. Nicole, there's plenty of amazing hotels to stay at in San Diego, such as the Solomar, the W, and the Hyatt. I would suggest the Solomar. You sent that.
Yes, Your Honor.
Where did you end up staying?
At the Solomar
And how long did you stay there?
for 2 nights.
For 2 nights.
Yes, Your
And the
Honor.
concert was on,
Sunday.
it was on Sunday. And you got into town, San Diego,
We left on Friday night, so we checked in on Friday night.
all right. And so everything is great. He's
Yes.
getting $100, no written agreement.
No.
No, sir.
No. Any reason for Raymond to not believe that he wouldn't be performing?
Your Honor, I told her that Anita wasn't going to be able to perform. But at the last minute, Saturday night, I got a phone call from Anita.
That's incorrect, Your Honor.
Let me hear from him.
Okay.
I got a phone call from Anita informing me that she was back in town and she would be on. I had already been getting contacted from everybody wanting to see Anita, so when they thought that she wasn't going to be performing, we were losing out on ticket sales. So once we found out that Anita was going to perform, I contacted Mrs. White and...
When did you contact her?
Saturday night,
The night before the concert?
the night before the concert.
And what did you tell her?
I told her, unfortunately, we won't be able to put her son on. Period.
Period. Not even as the people are coming into their seats, the son couldn't perform then.
No.
Your Honor, may I say something, please?
I got this.
Okay.
Why not?
Well, everything is booked on time. So the choir, the 3 choirs, they had their time. The 2 male soloists, they had their time. And Anita was going to have her time. Everything was based on time, including cleaning up afterwards. That was based on time. So
What
once
time was the concert supposed to start on Sunday?
7 o'clock.
And you knew that they had stayed at the hotel, so you knew they were already in San Diego at this point.
Nobody never told me where she was going to stay.
Well, Mrs. McGregor knew because there was a whole conversation about the hotel.
My wife informed her
No, let me ask the wife. Ma'am, you knew that they were already there.
Yes.
When America's Court returns.
Can you sing, sir?
Yes.
This is your moment since you didn't get the opportunity.
Closed captioning provided by This is America's Court with Judge Ross. Next, America's Court with Judge Ross.
As soon as I told her that I was suggesting her son to my husband, she began calling me. She was very pushy, became
That's not
a
true, Your
momager.
Honor.
I have other
I'm sorry,
people.
you said she became a momager.
A momager, yes, sir.
A mom
Yes, Your Honor.
manager.
A momager.
Okay, all right. Can you sing, sir?
Yes.
This is your moment since you didn't get the opportunity.
Next, America's Court with Judge Ross.
Can you sing, sir?
Yes.
This is your moment since you didn't get the opportunity.
This is America's Court with Judge Ross. We're back with the case of Nicole White, who's suing Edward McGregor for concert promotion expenses.
So, do you have any other evidence, ma'am, other than this email?
Yes, Your Honor.
So basically, you stiffed them on performing, and did you pay them the $100?
I didn't stiff him on anything.
Did you pay him the $100?
He didn't perform. So if he didn't perform, there's no reason to pay him
Was the
$100.
understanding that I only pay you and I can cancel at any time?
That was clear that Mrs. Anita Ward could come in at any given point.
And that's what you told the mom?
Yes, throughout those 2 whole weeks.
So why not send an email, since we're emailing back and forth, Mrs. McGregor, FYI, if we have to cancel, maybe you don't want to make all these plans, maybe you don't want to stay at a hotel, maybe you don't want the whole family to come, maybe you don't want to rent a van, maybe you don't need to buy tickets just yet.
She was being very pushy about the whole situation.
I'm talking about you.
I mean, we spoke on the phone as well as emailed. I did tell her over the phone some of these things.
All the
And
things.
Did you put anything in writing?
no, Your Honor, my husband handles all the business side of things.
So why
I
didn't
was
you put
just-
anything in writing if you're dealing with all these performers and you're dealing in the business of show?
This was my first time, Your Honor.
Okay, that's on you.
For her to book a van,
What type of work do you do at the bank?
I'm a bank loan officer.
Do you do verbal agreements with banking?
No, I don't.
Transactions?
No, I don't.
Why not?
Banking and concert promoting are 2 different
Why
businesses.
don't you use just verbal agreements when you're dealing with banking issues, sir?
Because it's not my bank.
Okay. What else do you have?
Okay, Your Honor, I have my rent-a-car
Let me see.
receipts,
Hand me all that.
the hotel. I have the evidence of the flyers I had to print up because
Nobody told her to ever put
I
on a
had to
flyer.
print them up, Your Honor.
Who are you printing flyers for?
Your Honor, Mr.
Her
Gregor,
son-
Stop. Ma'am, what were you printing? Now, hold on. Stop. You don't have to mad dog them.
I'm sorry.
By
I'm sorry.
looking
I'm
at
just
them
a
like
little
that.
irritated, Your Honor. This is my
I
first
understand.
time.
Okay, this is a nice fly. You even have on the same suit, Mr. White. Raymond, let's look at that on the plasma. You were ready to go. You were suited and booted, as they say, huh? And you're looking very sharp today. All right, so here's the hotel. We've got, you made the copies. Who were you passing the flyers out to?
I'm glad you asked that question, Your Honor.
I'm glad that's what I get paid for.
I was handing them out to the audience members because Ms. McGregor implied that, well, actually, she told me there was going to be talent agents in the audience.
Oh, you
And
were
that
going to
this-
pass these out
Yes.
while the concert was
future
going on?
bookings, possibilities, because
All right, so here are the tickets. What did you offer them in terms of a buffer to soothe the fact that they had spent money on a rental car, bought tickets, hotel, food? What did you all do in response?
Your Honor, with all due respect, her son was going to perform Sunday night if a slot was going to be available.
Answer my question.
Yeah.
What did you offer them to say, I know that you all are here, it's last minute, I feel bad? What did you offer them in return?
I tried to offer her seats, but she said they already had tickets.
Why would you offer someone seats and they already have tickets?
I never knew.
Did
she
you
bought
offer to say,
tickets.
you know what, let me at least refund the tickets for you?
I never knew she bought tickets.
And there's no reason.
Well, how else was she going to get in?
He told me. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay,
this.
you got it.
When America's Court returns.
Can you sing, sir?
Yes.
This is your moment since you didn't get the opportunity.
Closed captioning provided by This is America's Court with Judge Ross. This is America's Court with Judge Ross. We're back with the case of Nicole White, who's suing Edward McGregor for concert promotion expenses.
Your Honor, she still could have came to the extravaganza and passed out her flyers and promoted her son while she was there. Then it wouldn't have been a
How do you
loss for her.
promote a child who's not singing? That doesn't even make any sense. I think, you know what, you all, I don't know if you've chosen the right profession with respect to making money.
Well, we did good that night, Your Honor.
Really, how well did you?
We did about $5,000.
So the concert was a success.
Very much so.
Okay, and Raymond didn't get to perform.
Unfortunately, no.
All right, so can you sing, sir?
Yes.
Let me hear you.
Sip water.
Let me hear you. This is your moment since you didn't get the opportunity.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
Praise the Lord.
Good job. Very good. See, you got to perform after all. Probably with a bigger audience.
Thank you.
And it was a performance worth compensating. Based on the evidence and the testimony before this court, the gavel is going to come down in favor of the plaintiffs in this case, sir. You handled this wrong, all wrong on so many levels. In the business of show, which I know a little bit about, you got to have contracts. You got to have expectations and being able to say if there's an earthquake, something called a force majeure, I'm not responsible. You have to put all that in writing, sir. It is the business of show. And if you don't comply with business, you're going to get burned. So the good news is that you made $5,000. I'm glad to hear it. But $1,100 of that is going to them to compensate them for that loss. And as for you, young man, it's a tough business. A lot of folks out there are talented. But you keep pursuing your dream.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your
Good
Honor.
luck to you. Judgment in favor of the plaintiff in the amount of $1,100. That is the order.
Judge Ross has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant is ordered to pay $1,100. You're watching America's Court with Judge Ross.